Hello everyone, welcome to Prakash IT. As part of today's tutorial, we are going to cover Java validations, right? That is not other than Java bean validation. We even called it as Java bean validations. Okay. So as part of our last class, what we have covered? We have covered the Spring form, working with the Spring form by using the tag called form that is provided by the Spring. Okay. So it works as same way as we were working with the HTML form. But the thing is that we are binding the binding and all these things we have seen as part of the our last class. But today we are going to cover the bean validations. Okay, so let me tell you what do you mean by validations and why these validations are necessary. Okay, so let me quickly run the application and show you why validation is needed and why should we impose validations at the application level. I mean to say, like, it may be a client side validation we can do, or it may be a server side. Whenever we do from the client side means whenever the client is giving the request. Okay, let me show you. So I will tell you what is the client and what is the server. Okay, so let me go here and let me try with the railway reservation, I think. Okay, so what is the controller railway reservation form? Okay, fine. If I go here and if I give the request to the particular form, railway reservation form, here we're trying to reserve our seat, right? So welcome to the railway reservation. Okay, here this is our form to reserve a ticket in the railway. Okay, I mean to say, for the particular booking a train ticket, so we are going to fill this form. Okay, so if I don't provide any kind of name or any kind of first name or last name, or what is my gender, insurance opted or not opted, if I directly submit this one, okay, so reservation successful and we are getting all the details means first name last name not there means only the source station and destination stations are there. Okay, so this kind of reservation, even though it is success, but this is not the actual data. We got the kind of dummy data, right? This is not a valid scenario, this is invalid scenario, right? So whenever we should not store, whenever we are working with the real-time application, then whenever the user sends a request from the browser, but the browser means it may be a browser, desktop, or any kind of thing. It may be a client. We can say it's a client. Here we are using the browser, that is a client. Okay. Here whenever we are submitting from the client is giving the request. Then the invalid data, if you are not giving the first name or last name for whom this ticket has been reserved, right? So that is not a valid scenario. Okay, so in order to validate the data the user has input, right? So that is called data validations. Okay, so what we are doing, we are by whatever the data user has submitted, that we are binding to a Java bean, is not it? So in our application we have taken the passenger detail, these data are binded to passenger details bean. Okay, so whenever the user submitting the details from the client end, so we can impose some JavaScript function and we can validate. Whenever user is not submitting the first name, last name and all other stuffs, then what we can do, we can restrict the user to provide the invalid data. We can do some client side validation to restrict the user to provide the valid data instead of invalid data, right? But let us assume one scenario. We have imposed the validations at the client end. Okay, and the application has been deployed on the server side, right? On the Tomcat, that is the server side, it has been deployed. Okay, so whenever there is no restriction, the user is submitting the form, it is validating from the client end, that is well and good. Okay, and the request is going working fine at the production. Okay, so, but in some machine, let us consider the JavaScript. Okay, there is a provision that in the browser we have settings, and what we can do some kind of settings to disable the JavaScript, right? So if we have done the JavaScript validation from the client side, then while submitting the form, if the JavaScript is disabled for the particular machine, then that validation is not going to work, right? That means again we are going to do the operation with the invalid data. Okay, that is that is not the correct scenario, right? So that in that case, what we have to do, we have to do the validation from the server end. Okay, so you got to know why server validation is needed. Okay, so let me tell you, let me tell the actual story from here. Okay, so we got to know why server validation is needed. We know that whenever there is a scenario is JavaScript engine or JavaScript validation, JavaScript is disabled for a particular machine, then uh, whatever the validation code we have written in our application for the client side validation, then that is not going to work out, right? So for that, what we are going to do, we are going to write the server side validation. Okay, so in order to do the server side validation, so what Java people provided, that is called JSR 303. I think JSR, Java request specification, JSR 303. Okay, in this specification, Java bean validation. Okay, as I have typed JSR 303, we got that JSR 303 bean validation. Okay, so what this Java people has provided, in order to work with the Java bean validation, so what we have to do, Java means now it is converted into the Jakarta specification, right? So Spring MVC supporting this JSR 303, this specification Spring MVC is providing. Okay, so in order to work with the Spring MVC, this JSR specification validations, right? Bean validations. So what we have to do, we have to import whatever the dependency that is there. We need to import that dependency in our Maven or into our project class path in order to work with the JSR 303. So we have to go to the specification MVN MVN repository. I mean to say, if I search this one, so we have to search uh, Java bean validation. Okay, Java bean validation. Okay, you can see Jakarta validation API and bean validation API. Okay, this is the API. Previously, it is used to be Java X dot validation. That is a validation that is, you can see, relocated to Jakarta validation API. Okay, previously it was Java X dot validation. Now it is renamed to Jakarta validation. So, uh, we are going to work with the Java Jakarta validation API. Okay, so this is the specification. Okay, so this provides the classes and interfaces. So this is a specification. So someone should be there, some vendor should be there who is providing the implementation to this API. Okay, there are many vendors are there who has provided the implementation to this API. Okay, among all implementation, Hibernate Validator is one of them. That is the popular one we are going to use. Okay, so what we will do? First, we will go to this Jakarta Validation API, that is 303. We are just going to copy and we will go to our project, and here I'll go to my POM. Inside the POM, I'm going to add dependency for the validations. Okay, this is the API we have added, validation API we have added. The implementation also we need to add. Okay, so implementation is nothing but the as I have told that is the Hibernate validator. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll do search Hibernate validator. Okay, Hibernate validator, Hibernate validator. Okay, so this is the Hibernate validator, Hibernate Jakarta Bean Validation reference implementation. This is the implementation for the Jakarta Bean validation. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to import this validator. Okay, along with this API, we have to import this implementation dependency as well. Okay. Okay, this is has been loaded. Now let's start working with the validation part. Okay. So in order to work with, before jumping into the validation, let me first write some more fields. Whatever the, this is our bean class, right? This is the bean class. We are going to impose whatever the validations we are going to provide. As part of this, we are going to use. Okay, you got to know this, what is the use case we are going to work, right? So if we don't provide, okay, let me go to this tomcat. If I don't write any kind of first name or last name, if I go to import this integer, this number, and all other things, then uh, if I submit, then this reservation is successful. That means unnecessary data we are saving into our DB, right? That is not useful, right? So in order to work with the validations, what we are going to do, we are going to write the validation on top of the bin class, right? It may be it may on the I mean to say, whatever the fields we are using, for that we are going to impose some kind of uh, validations, right? So before that, let me quickly add some more fields. That is private int age. Okay, I am going to work with the age, and private string contact contact contact, or I can say contact, or I can say phone number, specifically phone phone number. Okay, and again let me write private string email. So these are the three fields I'm going to work now. Okay, so for that, what I'll do, I'll go to at the end, and here what I'll do, I'll insert, I will do the getter and setters for all these three fields. Okay, that is done. And let me go to the form submission form page, right? Let me close this and go to the form submission. Here, what what we are doing, we are just inserting the first name, last name, all these stuffs, right? So here let me insert another three fields, right? Whatever the fields we have just added, that we just wanted, we along with the uh, along with all other fields, right? Okay, fine. So let me write three fields. That is, first one is age, and then second one is phone number, or I can say this is the contact, or this is the email. Okay, so this is nothing but the age, and this is the phone number, and this is the email. Okay, so what I have added, I have added age, phone number, email. This is the simple input text field, simple text field, so that is why I have written like this only. Okay, so if I go and show you, like, it will look like something. It will go and refresh this page. It should look okay. Okay, this is fine. We got some we have not restarted our application. That is the issue. We are getting got the exception. Okay, fine. So once that is that thing we have captured, then what I am going to do on the success page, I am going to choose like last name. Let me copy this three times, and this is the age. This is the age, and here age I will write, and this is the uh, contact. Okay, or phone number I will write, and finally I will write the email. Okay, so phone number is nothing but this is the phone number I will get, and here the email. Okay, once everything is success, then what we are going to get, we are going to get age, phone number, and email. This is the field we are going to get. Okay, if I if I run this one, so let me run and show you how the form look likes. Okay, So let me run this one. Okay, as you can see, this is the first name, last name, age, phone number, email, and source station, destination, gender, insurance, all these things it is showing, right? Okay, it is showing something like it is good, right? So now it's a time to impose our validations, okay, on the bin. Okay, fine. So this is our field, right? This is the first name. The first name. So we don't want ugly data should be ugly data. Okay, got this. We don't want the user should submit ugly data. So in order to do that, we are imposing the validation. So what we can do here, we can. So here we'll use the annotations for that Jakarta API is providing, right? Okay, so API is providing. So what I can do, I can say not blank. Okay, blank, not blank. You can see org validator constant Hibernate validator that deprecated and validations Jakarta validations we are going to use. Okay, so this is the what does it mean? So if we annotate this not blank, so what it is telling? So this first name should not be blank. Okay, if you try to submit the with the blank, the the first name as blank, then it is our application is going to throw some exception, right? So that we are going to see. So once that is blank, so here what we will write, we will write some message. So when at in case of any exception, whenever the user has not submitted any kind of name that is blank, then this message will pop up. Okay, what I can say, the first name should not be blank, should not be blank. Okay, this is the one condition I have imposed. Okay, so let me impose some another validations. Okay, now we have what we have done, we have imposed the not blank, it should not be blank. Okay, so let me, we got the requirement, the first name should not be at least 3 character. Okay, so for that what we can do, we have some annotation like size. Okay, so size here we have the minimum. Okay, minimum is minimum is 3, and we have some maximum is equals to some 10. So number, the first name should be from 3, minimum size should be 3 and maximum should be 10. Okay, so size means what? Size means what? Size, the annotation element size must be between the specific boundary. Okay, so 3 and 10. Okay, and for the every constraint, so this is called constraints. This is not blank, size, all these are constraints. Along with the constraint, what we can do, whatever the message we are going to provide, that if any issue happen and if the validation is not happened, then it will pop up this message. Okay, so what we can write, first name should be should be uh, between 3 to 10 characters. Okay, so this is how we can impose our constraint. Okay, so now okay, what happened? Okay, fine. So now what I will do, for this only this for this field I will test, and again and then what we will do, we will impose everything, all other constant for the other fields. Okay, so now what I want here is like I want to, in order to impose this validation to work, what we have to do, whenever the user, the client has submitted the uh, data in the form, then in order to trigger the validations, what we have to do, we have to write @valid. Okay, so Jakarta validation valid. What is the purpose of these annotations, right? Whenever we'll write the @valid, what it will do, it will trigger or it will impose. So we just wanted to perform the validations for this API. Okay, So then only it will consider, okay, this is valid means the validation has been imposed. So what I have to do? I have to do the validation for that. Okay, once we are performing this validations for this particular bin, then on the validations, once the validation is we are going to do whatever the validation it will perform, then the validation result it will bind into the uh, some object that is none other than binding result. Okay, binding result, that is from the Spring framework. What it will do, whatever the result will get, that will bind on this. Okay, that is the binding result. What is the purpose of that? I will tell what is the purpose of this binding result. I will tell, but remember this one. Let me make it down so that it will be visible. Okay. Okay, fine. So what we are doing here? What we are doing here? Let me comment the two things. Okay. Okay. So what we are doing? We have annotated this one is a valid, so that it will the validation will happen, and once the validation will happen, the for after the once it is got binded, so the binding result, the whatever the data that is user has submitted, for each and this binding result means what? General interface. This interface, what it will do, it will binding results, extend the errors and all these things. What it will do, basically, I mean to say, whenever the user has submitted, then whatever the validation it will happen, then that result it will bind to this binding result. Okay, so once that is done, once the user has submitted the request will come to here, right? Once the validation happen, then that validation what we are going to do. So let me tell you one point here. What is the purpose of validations? Once the validation has happened, everything, whatever the validation it has performed, for example, in our case, the first name, last name, whatever the bin validation just happened, everything for every field, it will going to bind to this object. Okay. So we are good. After that, once that is binding is happened, then we are going to check if any kind of issue is there. Okay, one after the validation, is there any issue? Okay, we are going to check if is there any issue or not. If any issue is there, then we are going to okay, let me tell you, let me show you. User has submitted this form, right? So for this field and this field, all the other fields, for example, these three fields is having some issue, then we should not allow the user to go to the next page, or uh, to reserve the particular ticket. Okay, so what we will do, we will pop up the same page to the user. Okay, that is our intention, so that the validation will work properly. Okay, so what my intention here is, we are going to check if binding result dot has error. I think yes, has error. Then that means if any error is there inside the form, once the user has submitted or the client has submitted the particular page, if any error is there, then what we are going to do, we are going to return the same page. Same page means whatever the reservation form, the same form we are going to uh, return to the user, so that the user will submit the request one more time. Okay, so here we will print the binding result. We will print the binding result. Okay, fine. Okay, so whatever the issue we'll get, if is there after the validation happened, if is there any issue or not. If any issue is there, the same response will be same page will be displayed to the user to fill up the form again. Else we are going to do what we are going to do. Else we are going to do whatever the operation, we will show what, will show the same success page, right? So if no issue is there in the form, then what we'll do, we'll redirect to the success page. That is our intention. Okay. So it is taking a little bit time for why, because I'm explaining repeatedly, right? For the same thing what I am repeatedly explaining to you people, right? So that the so that the concept related to this validation it will be clear to you people. That is why I am explaining 2-3 times, right? So what we have used here, valid means what? So it will trigger or it will activate, or we can say for the validation purpose it will make the validation should happen, and once the validation is happened we are going to bind the validation into this binding result, and we are going to check if any issue with the validation, then it will show what is the issue is there we are printing, or it will pop up to the in the what it will do, it will pop up what is the issue that is there as part of this form, and it will open this same form again. Okay, otherwise it will go to the success page. Okay, and one more thing I just wanted to print here, I mean to say I let you know. So whatever the error we are going to get while submitting this form, then that we should capture, right? So in order to capture that, we are going to put whatever the error where we will get here inside the p tag. Okay, so p tag here we'll write form colon errors form colon errors. This is the things we just wanted to write. Okay, form colon errors for what? For which one we should write? Okay, the path. For example, in this form we are going to capture for the first name. Okay, what we will write? For the attribute, what is the attribute? That is the reservation, right? So here we should write reservation reservation dot reservation dot then the first name and all other things. So what we are going to do, we are going to bind for all the fields. So for that what we are going to write, we are going to write reservation dot star. That means whatever the model attribute, like model attribute reservation for all the fields, whatever the field that is there, for all the fields we are going to capture the error. Okay, and let me write some style color colon red. So usually whatever the error that should be shown in the terms of I mean to say in the color red. Okay, okay, fine. Okay, so I hope the fast validation we have written already. So let me deploy the application one more time, and we'll try to see for this particular validations. What are the validations we are going to get? Okay, so we have imposed the validation for the first name only. Okay, not for all other fields. Okay, we'll see the validation for one field. Then similarly, we'll apply the validation for all other fields. Okay, okay, fine. Let me go to this one and let me refresh this page. Okay, fine. So as we can see, the first name we have imposed the validation for the only the for the first name. If I without any filling in this form, if I directly submit this form, then we are going to see first name should be between 3 to 10 characters and first name should be blank, because we have written these two things only. First name should be blank, should not be blank, and first name should be between 3 to 10 characters. So what is the fix for that? So what we have to do? I have to should not be first name should not be blank. If I write only the one name like only A, the name is only A. Okay. So what I have done? So this should not be blank. This whatever the things, whatever the name should not be blank. This condition holds good. Okay. If I go back and if I write only A, it should be at least the names at least 3 characters, right? I am just input whatever the things I am writing, that is 1 character, right? So if I do submit, then that one condition holds good, it is not null. The second criteria is the first name should be 3 to 10 characters, right? If I provide 3 to 10 character, then only it will be valid. Okay, if I write some Alex, then it should work, right? Okay, let me go to this one and let me write Alex. This is the 4 character. This condition is hold good. If I submit, then all other fields, the name is Alex, it is holds good, and all other fields remain invalid. I mean to say the data we have not validated, so that is why it is going through, right? So what we can do, we can impose the condition for all other field also. Okay, so let me copy this fields and quickly you will impose for all other fields, right? Once we understand how to impose the validation, then we can work with the other fields as well. Okay, so let me copy here, and this is the last name, and let me change to last name, and this is last name, and let me write to 2. Okay, that is done. And source session auto destination is auto populating, so some value it will come, so that we can make it to default. It should not display any kind of value, that we can do, but for the timing we are not imposing anything. And for the gender, let me write, it should not be blank, should not be not it should not be blank. Okay, and for that I'm going to write message gender should not be blank. Okay, gender should not be blank. Okay, fine. Let copy these things, we are writing everything. Okay, insurance opted is fine, food is fine, age also we can do. Age, what we can do, not blank. And here what we can write, we can write the message age. Okay, age. Okay, copy this thing. Okay, fine. And age should not be blank, should not be blank. And one more condition we can write also. This is mm, uh, age should be integer, right? So this is minimum, mean is there, one mean is there. So what it will do, if we write mean for 6, then for the number 6 it should allow, number less than 6 it will not allow. Okay, and another one is max. Okay, max is there, we can write max is for example 100 years. What I mean to say is, like at the rate mean 6 means up to the age 6, someone can, if the age is above 6 or above 6, then the user can book the ticket. Okay, so I will put some message equals to age. Okay, this is a string, so I'll put it under double quote. Age should be at least 6 years. Okay, at least 6 years. Should be at least 6 years. Okay, this is the things I can write, and the message I will copy here, and same thing I'm going to paste message, and this is the value. Okay, so message is age should be below 100 years. Okay, this is the what I'm imposing some constraint. The age should be at least 6 years, age should be at least 100 years. Okay, so what age we are imposing, this is the one. Okay, and here what I'll do, I'll copy the not blank, and for this phone number also I can impose not blank, and I'll copy this phone number, and here I'll impose not, should not be blank. Okay, and for the email, what I'll write email, some email is there, email, what it will write, I'll write one message, email email should be valid. Okay, this is the things. And what I can do, I can also import this not blank. Okay, not blank, or not null, or not null is there, it should not be null. Is not is, this is email should not be null. Okay, So this is how we can impose our all constant to our class. Okay, or what you can not null we can write, or we can write not empty also there. It should not be empty. Okay, should not be empty. We can write, we can impose the validation to all our beans, right? So let me restart. I hope like you got how to impose the validations to the beans, Java beans, right? Let me restart or redeploy the application onto the Tomcat server. Then we'll check how to work, right? We have already seen for the first name. The same way we will see. So let me retry the this one, and we'll see this is the page we have seen. Okay, if I will not submit anything, then if I will submit directly submit the form. Okay, we got some exception. Okay, Jakarta validation not blank type validating integer checking the confidence of age. Okay, for the age not blank we got, right? Okay, for the age what we are doing, not blank, age should not be blank. So what we have done is should not be blank. Okay, not null. Okay, so what we can do, not blank, not blank. So not null. We can impose not null, should not be null. Okay, this we can impose. Okay, I think it should work. For this particular age, it was throwing exception. So I have changed the constant to not null. So it should not be null. Let me go to this one and let me try to reload this page registration form. Then let me directly submit this one. Okay, so since we have not filled anything, the same page it is loading, and along with that it is displaying whatever the validation error we got for this one. Phone number should not be blank, first name should be between this one, age should be at least 6 years, first name should not be blank, email should not be empty, name should not be blank, and last name should be this one, gender should not be blank. Okay, so let me write some Alex, and age is some kind of 10 years. So let me write the phone number 765 432 something, some phone number I have written. So email, what I am going to write, test at the rate g gmail.com. Okay, so if I'm going to write this one Gmail, and this female and yes lunch, all these things I'm going to select. Last name I have not given. If I'm not going to show, then I'm getting last name should not be blank. It should be at least 3 to 10 characters. So same way we can fill. Okay, all other things is displaying, and if I not fill the email now, then you can see email should not be empty. If I fill email as only one let character, then if I try to submit, then you can see email should be valid. Whatever the constant we have imposed, that we are getting the exception only. Whatever the binding exception we are getting, that it is displaying. Okay. So email should be valid. So this is not valid, right? We are annotated with the validation at the rate email. So that is why it is showing this one. Email should be valid. So whatever the validation I am showing, that is from the Jakarta validation API. So for the validation Jakarta validation API, what is the implementation we have just taken? We have taken the Hibernate validator implemented. That is the implementation we have taken. So there are many implementation, but we have chosen the popular one, that is the Hibernate Validator API, in order to work with the validations, Java Bean validation. Okay, that is the whatever the predefined validation that is provided by the JSR 303. Then according to that we are chosen. Okay, so this is how we can work with the Java Bean validation. Okay, so there are many things also there that we are going to as part of the upcoming videos, but let me tell you, this is not the end of this validation. Okay, there are many things that is there, how we can work with the our custom validation. For example, here I can address you. This is the phone number I have taken. This is not. This is simply. I can say this is not. This is a. This there are many cases I can make it fail, right? So this is we have chosen as the string type. So this should not be string type. This is maybe a phone type like country code or and the phone number. Okay, these many things are there. We can write our own custom validation as well. For the name or age validations, we can write our age validator, name validator. So whatever the things we want, we can customize our validation as well. Okay, so that we are going to see as part our upcoming video. Okay. So once we fill all the details, the form is submitting successfully. We are submitting the form. Okay. So that's all for this video. We'll meet in the next video with a new topic. Okay. There are many things we are going to cover, like how to create, how to write the custom validation, how to format all the whatever the data. We have some data, right? If we want to format something, that how we can address the data formatting, all these stuffs that is there, we are going to cover one after another. Okay, so thank you.